Hi, this is Kishore and welcome back to Kishorelytics. In today's videos, we are going to discuss something exciting concept called the filtering the data using the where conditions. Here, I have mentioned the 5 types called the comparison operator, logical operator, range operator, membership operator, and last but not least, it's like operator. It's basically many of the persons think like operator as a wild card. So these are the things we have just covered in these videos. So I just scan my screen. It's worth for watching. So let's get started. Yes guys, in this videos we are going to dive something exciting concept called the how to filter the data. So in my previous videos we have discussed about the select query, DQL, data query language, which is called select statement, how to use the select statement, how select statements work begin the schemes. And at that video I just mentioned about use some keywords called where conditions. Using where conditions, how we can filter the data. So that today's agenda of this session, Today's agenda of this session is filtering the data. So filtering the data can consist of many of the times. Now in this session we are going to see about the using the where conditions, how we can filter the data. Filtering the data using the where conditions. That's a basic intuition of this session. So here also I just plan of some tutorials and let's get started about the story time. So let's get started. Okay guys. So filtering the data using the where conditions consists of 5 types. Basically it consists of many types, but about my research, about my content preparing, it consists of 5 types. So these are the things which can be often used in the carrying the database and retrieve some results. So what are those things? So first of all, let me using the here, don't make it as here we have the where conditions. Using the where operator, we have the comparison operator, logical operator. So where I can write, so I can write here. Okay, first one, the comparison operator. The comparison operator, use it to comparing two things, how the things are gets equal. Let me discuss it about the later. And second thing, we discuss about the logical operator. Logical operator, basically in my Python crash course itself we have discussed about the logical operator. So now here I have to discuss about the logical operator. So again in the third, it been the range operator. Range operator is nothing but the between. Later we have discussed briefly about these operators. So now we have discussed about these 5 operators. And the fourth, we are going to discuss about the membership operator. What is meant by the membership operator? Let me discuss. So again the fifth, last but not least, it's like a searching operator. Basically many of those people tell such operator is called a wildcard operator. Wildcard operator. Let me discuss more about more things in later. So now let's get into the comparison operator. It's not comparison, it's comparison. It's let me write it by here. So comparison operator. Let me I prepared this image using the ChatGPT, so it makes some mistakes, but it's look pretty good, right? So in the comparison operator, we are going to discuss about the equal to, not equal to. The main thing in SQL, we are going not equal to is nothing like we can able to put like this. To less than and greater than symbol we can able to put it, and greater than operator, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. How? And again the secret thing, when I studying in the school days, many of the things I don't able to remember about the less than and greater than. It's a bit confusing, right, in those days, in my school days. So once less than means it's come with the L, right? So let me write it here, less than, less L, so it comes a L. That's like I am able to remember. Let's get into the comparison operator. In the first comparison operator, we are going to discuss about the equal, not equal. So let me write it by here, equal, so not equal. So my handwriting slowly getting improved using the pen tablet. Okay, it's greater than, it's greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Let me note it down. Guys, please note, make sure to note, I am also writing the notes. You also at the same time, you are similarly you can able to write the notes. It may useful in when you are getting into the interview preparation. So now again it's less than. Let me write it down, both less than or equal to. That's are the things we are going to discuss about this comparison operator. So let's get started. So what is meant by the equal to? It checks. It's not sex, it checks. let me write by here. Okay, checks means checks, it checks whether the two values are equal. Basically in many of the things it all those things are equal in a SQL, but I want to teach, right? So I'm giving a SQL crash course for free, but I don't want to leave as it is those things. So I just want to teach all those things, so I don't want to leave these simplest things also. So here we are going to discuss about the equal. What is mean by the equal? Equal, it checks two values are equal. It checks two values are equal. So let me write down. It checks 500 equal to 500. It checks where country equal to USA. It checks whether the first name equal to Kishorelytics, whether the first name equal to, whether the last name equal to Kannan. My full name is Kishore Kannan. Let me write it down. Okay, that's like it checks. It checks whether the two conditions are, whether the two values, whether the two conditions are equal. So that's the basic intuition of equal. Many in Python crash course itself, I just told about this equal. So now let's get started about the not equal. The main important thing in SQL. In SQL, we mentioned the not equal like this. This also not equal, but this also not equal. That's a basic intuition when we use. Most of the times we use like this only. These are the things it changes when it comes to SQL. Okay. It checks whether two conditions are not equal, whether the country not equal to, whether the country, let me write it down here, whether the country not equal to USA, whether the last name not equal to Kannan, whether the last name not equal to Prabhu. Likewise, we are going to discuss. So these also having a very have some practical part. So what for watching guys, please make sure to subscribe to the Kishorelytics channel. So again, let's get into the third operator called the greater than. These are things very simple, but I'm going to explain all those things in such a manner. So it checks whether if a value is greater than or another value, whether it checks whether the score, let me check the score, greater than 500, whether the score greater than 1000. It checks whether the score greater than 500. It checks greater than means whether the value greater, mostly and that value. That's the basic intuition of this greater than and greater than or equal to nothing but the, it checks whether the greater than or equal to, let me show an example. Grade score greater than or equal to 500. That's the basic intuition. Less than means it's whether the score less than or equal to 500, whether the score less than or equal to 500. That's the basic intuition of this comparison operator. So let me go through the detail of this comparison operator. So comparison operator is very important. So I'm just using this operator. So compare two things. When the comparison operator is used to comparison operator. Let me write it down. So comparison operator is used to compare two things. We have to compare two things. And that's the basic intuition of comparison operator. It checks whether the we can able to use the condition where. So let me write down. Yeah, it's not visible, right? Let me. So let me wrap this so you can able to visibly see my. Okay. Okay, fine. So let me write it one query. Let me write it simple as possible. Let me write it. So let me write it down. First name select. I'm just going to fetching some results like first name, ID from which table? From customers table where let me write it down. Some expressions where score greater than equal to 500. These are the things we have to discuss. So the condition can be expressed. It may be the condition can be the whether it is a expression, whether it is a operator, whether it is an expression. That's like we have to discuss. So in this operation, in the first example, column 1 equal to column 2, whether it is the first name equal to last name. So whether it is the first name is equal to Kishore, whether the last name is equal to the Kannan. Likewise, we have to discuss. So in the second, we can for example guys, I'm just holding for column 2. I'm just explaining the first name equal to John. Likewise, we have to column 1 here the value we have to explain, right? So that like we have to use the comparison operator in such cases. So I think it's what's for watching guys. So the function, The function is equal to value. We are using the upper function. Upper means upper of first name is equal to John. Let me compare this using the John. John is equal to upper means upper function does that which are the characters giving inside the function, it gives the capital letters. So that's a basic induction of the upper function. So let me check. I'm using the function. Without using the function, I'm just using a value. Upper of first name equal to John. That's the basic induction. So expression is equal to value. So here the expression is price star quantity. Here the price is let me assign this price is 500. Let me assign the quantity is 2. That means the 1000 is 1000. That's the basic induction. We have to expression is nothing but the values. We are going to multiply values. We are going to add values. Going to subtract. That those are the things are comes in this section. So subqueries later we have to discuss advanced. It's like later we have to deeply discuss about the subqueries in the later. But now as of now, so wait a minute. As of now, we are going to select queries. Subqueries. Subqueries nothing but those things I have been written by here. So select star from. This is one outer query, and inside this I am just writing the select query. Select star from. This there is no logic in this question. I just want to show the implementation, and I just want to demonstration of the advanced subquery. Those things are covered here. So subquery from customers table. Those are the things I'm going to explain. This is a subquery. This is a subquery. Okay. So here we have mentioned select average sub sales from customers. Subquery. This is a subquery. I'm just explaining using a comparison operator. Those things are covered here. So are you guys beware of equal to, greater than or equal to, not equal to, less than or equal to? Are you guys beware? Okay, let me get it into that. Let me, if you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment below. So I'm just happy to share all those comments. Okay, fine. So let me get into the another condition called country equal to USA. I just prepared awesome tutorials. I have some sketches. So please don't aware of this. Please make sure to use this course to get aware of SQL. So where condition equal to USA, where country is equal to USA. So it goes to filter the data. We are going to filter the data based on the condition. Where the condition is nothing but the country equal to USA. How it works begin the skill. So I am a developer. So don't worry about these sketches. Later in I'm just improving. So this is me. I'm just writing the query, and it gets into the database. And in the database, it has some results. The condition works here where country equal to USA, where country equal to works here, and again the target results will be here. So the output, the target table, or let me note it down as output. Okay, these are the things we have to cover. So let me write it by here. We are going to select the first name, the from customers, where the country equal to USA, where the country equal to USA. I just first of all let me go execute. Let me tell about the execution order. First of all, let me execute from, and the second condition where going to this database, and it checks whether the Maria is belongs to the Germany USA. No, let me strike it out. Whether the Maria belongs to Germany, whether the Maria belongs to USA. Why my tongue has twisting? I don't know. Later let me check it. Don't forgive me. I just blabbering about in my mouth. Let me change it quickly in later sessions. From now on, so I want to change. Whether the John belongs to the country USA? Yes, the John country belongs to USA. Let me take it and take it as a simple table. Let me take it as John as a table. Okay. Yeah, again, the database doesn't run, the query doesn't ends. Again, it gets into the database and it checks whether the George belongs to the country USA. No, the George doesn't belongs to the USA. Let me strike it out. This has been wrong. Okay. Again, let me go, and the query doesn't stop. Again, it gets into the Martin. Whether the Martin belongs to USA? No, the Martin doesn't belongs to USA. Martin belongs to UK, Germany. Yeah, Germany. So we have to cross the result. We are filtering the data based on the condition. Based on the condition means we are filtering the data where country equal to USA. Those are the things we have to believe. So again, okay, let me write. okay, and the query doesn't stop. Again it will be entering into Peter, and Peter will, whether it checks the country belongs to USA. Yes, the country belongs to USA. Let me write it down here. Okay, the Peter. I think this has been not shown. Okay, forgive me. Let me reduce my face size. Okay, these things are covered where condition equal to USA. So far we are discussing about the where condition, how where filtering the data using the where condition. Using where conditions, we can able to basically I made a research and I have found comparison operator, logical operator, range, membership, search operator. So far we are seeing about the comparison operator equal to, not equal to, greater than or equal to, greater than, less than or equal to. So how we can begin the skin, I just also explain these conditions. Okay. So now let's get into the second operator called the logical operator. So what is meant by the logical operator? What is meant by the logical operator? Are you guys beware? I just explained this to all those things. Operators, I just explain all those things in my Python crash course. So don't worry about that. Again also I am conducting the SQL crash course. So I just want to teach again. It's happy for me to teach again and again. And if I teach again and again, my concepts got very clear and I explain very well. So the things comes well. Okay. Let me explain it very quickly. So the logical operator. So what is meant by the logical operator? Let me discuss. So as the name itself suggests, we are going to implement filtering the data based on the logical. Logical is nothing but the and, or, and the not. So first of all, let me detail about the and, or, not. Later we have to discuss. So here itself I am just going to discuss about the between, in, like. Later we are going to see about some conditions. Okay, fine. So okay, fine. Where it I will leave it. Okay, let me discuss about the and. So and, whether and all conditions must be true. It's not true, it's true. Whether all the conditions must be true. What are its things? Wait a minute. Let me take it to the example. So let me create some example using a logically. Later we have to implement in my Microsoft SQL Server. For now, it's a logical purpose. So let me write it down. A equal to 500 and B equal to 1000. So let me write the condition. These are the pseudocode. Don't believe this. This has been the SQL. I'm just writing the SQL code, SQL query in my Microsoft SQL Server. Don't worry about that. Okay, fine. Let me write it. So whether I am checking whether where A not equal to, let me write it down like this. Whether A not equal to 500 and B not equal to 1000. So okay, write it. Likewise, I'm writing whether where A not equal to 500 and B not equal to 1000. Let me explain AND operator here. First of all, AND condition, the main motive of this AND operator is all the conditions must be true. Okay, fine. Let me check the first condition. Whether the A not equal to 500? Yes, no, right. Whether the A is equal to 500. The first condition itself failed. Then why I want to check the another condition? It's whether the first condition itself failed. Then why want to check the another condition? So the output returns false, right? So the output, it may be the false. Where is the main output? Okay, whether the output is false. These are the things are happened here. So are you guys beware? Whether here, let me write it, whether A equal to 500 and B equal to 500,000. Let me check whether the A equal to 500. Yes, whether the A equal to 500. I don't stop by here. I want all the conditions should be true. So only I am checking again the B equal to 1000. Let me check B is equal to 1000. Yeah, B is equal to 1000. So the condition should be the false, true. The condition should be true. Okay, are you guys beware of this condition? I want all the conditions should be true. If the first condition itself failed, then why I want to check the second condition? That's the basic intuition of AND operator. So I just explain all those things in very clear and simple manner. Let me get it down the OR operator. OR operator is nothing but the at least, I just want to, at least one condition should be true. So at least I just want to only the condition should be true. Later we have to discuss about this operator. So again, and okay, now let me discuss about the OR operator here. So wait a minute. I just take my to explain the new blank sheet. Okay, let me insert some new column. Okay, fine. Okay, now let me write it here. Okay, I'm going to discuss about the R. R is nothing but the, I just want the at least one condition should be passed in my AND. At least one condition. The main motive and main rule of this are at least one condition. I need at least one condition. But the AND operator, and it is nothing but the AND operator. Both means all the conditions should be true. That's the basic intuition of both and or. Okay, now let me discuss about this or operator. Let me write it down. A equal to 1000. Now A equal to 1000, sorry, okay, 1000. B equal to 500. Let me write it down here. Again, now I'm just writing these are the pseudocode. Later we are discussing briefly in my practical part. Now it's a pseudocode. So now I'm going to write about this where A equal to 1000 or B not equal to 500. Let me explain how the OR operator works. And again the output should be true. Why the output should be true? Because A equal to 1000, the condition must be passed. Here itself the condition passed. Then why I want to check this condition? Here whether the condition passed, whether the condition failed, it may be omittable. Here from now I just want at least one condition should be passed. If the one condition passed, I just give the output as be true. Okay, have you guys before? I just explained all those things very clearly and in deep manner. Okay, fine. Where A equal to 1000, why I want to check the another condition? For now, for the first condition itself passed, then why I want to check the condition? So that the output is true. Are you guys beware of this? So in AND operator, this is has been the OR operator, and in AND operator where A equal to 1000 and here I am using and here I am using or here I am using and here B not equal, same the and operator not equal to 500. Here the logic how it happens means here the first condition should be passed and the second condition should be failed, but it returns the output as false because I just want all the conditions should be true. For now here itself whether the first condition itself fail means then why I want to check the second condition. The first condition itself fail means and the output should be false. That's the basic intuition of this session. So I just explain all those things in very clear manner. So now let me get into the not operator. What is mean by the not operator? It excludes some matching values. Let me explain this. Where country where I just don't want the country where I just want to exclude some values. Okay, let me write it down here. Where let me write it out. Okay, this has been explained in my theoretical session. A not. Let me write down. This has been the pseudocode. Don't worry about that. Let me write it down in the USA practical part. Let me write it down in the USA. It excludes the value of the USA and it returns whether the country belongs to USA. No, it means I omit that. It returns UK, Europe. Those things are being excluded in the manner. So I just explain those things in very simple manner, right? So now all the conditions should be true. Let me explain on in very brief manner. Okay, fine. Let me write it down. I'm going to filter those things using the AND operator. So where I'm going to filter where there is a true conditions where country equal to USA and the condition score greater than or equal to 500. Let me explain these conditions in my previous itself. Now again for the sketches I'm just going to explain. These are the story time. So let's get started. So again I'm the software developer. Whether you can able to think I'm a software developer, I'm a data scientist and all those things. Okay, I'm this. Okay, consider this me. I don't know why in PowerPoint doesn't makes the very beautiful sources. I just want to query some based on some results based on my database. So this has been considered as my database. Let me consider. Again I have conditions. We have two conditions, right? Whether the country equal to USA and the score greater than or equal to 50. So let me get into my how SQL works begin the screen. So the first condition is from. Again the second condition, the second execution order is where, and the third is select query. So for now let me omit this select query and which table I'm just using this customers table, and second where means we have to fetching some results based on the conditions. So let me get into it. Now I'm in the database. Let me check the country equal to USA. So the first condition itself failed. Then why I want to check the second condition where the score is greater than or equal to 500? I don't want it, right? So let me omit this Maria. I don't want this Maria. So again the query doesn't stop, and again it gets into the John. So whether the John country belongs to USA, yes, the John country belongs to USA, and again I want to check the second condition, whether the score greater than or equal to 500. Yes, the score greater than or equal to 500, greater than 500, not greater than or equal to, it's greater than 500. So let me write down. Yeah, this has been passed. Again the query doesn't stops. Again the query doesn't stops. Again it will get into charge. Charge whether the country belongs to USA. No, the country doesn't belongs to USA. Then the first condition itself failed. Then why I want to check the second condition? So here itself I just omit this charge. Okay. Again the query doesn't stops. Again it gets into the Martin and checks whether the country belongs to USA. No, the country doesn't belongs to USA. So the first condition itself failed. Then why I want to, if the second condition passed, then first condition failed, then why I want to take this Martin? The first condition is country equal to USA. So what I just omit this Martin. Okay. Again I am checking the Peter. Yeah, whether the country is equal to USA. Yes, the country equal to USA. But the second condition fails, where the score greater than or equal to 500. No, greater than 500. No, the score is 0. Then why I want to take this 0? I just want to, all the conditions must be true. The main rule I'm just writing again and again, all the conditions must be true. That's the basic intuition of this AND operator. So I just explain all those things in very simple and easy manner, right? So let me get into the OR operator. OR operator, that's quite opposite. I just need at least one condition should be true. I don't want to think all those conditions should be passed. I don't want to. Let me explain in some example. Let me explain this. I don't want to think all the students should be passed in the critical exam. I just need only one student should be passed for my motive. At least one student's life can be changed, means that's the basic condition. Let me have Kishorelytics as an example for this OR operator. So let me write it down. I just, the main rule of this OR operator is at least one condition should be true. One condition, at least I just need one condition. Only one condition should be true. So all those notes, all those sketches, all those scripts and code are available in my GitHub repository, and the link to my GitHub repository is in the description box. If I forget to give the link, the code has been available in the Kishore 22XY. If you search in this GitHub account, you can able to find all those records. So I don't forget. If I forgot means it means yeah, our operator comes here. So again I just want to check with the two conditions. I am going to filter those conditions, filter those results based on the where conditions. Here I have the two conditions where country equal to USA and the score greater than or equal to 500. Where I want to check where country equal to USA. I am the software developer, where I am going to write. Yeah, I am going to write by here. I am the software developer. I am going to fetching some results. So I'm currently in my DB, and the execution order works by here. And now let's get into the second execution order where the country equal to USA. Yeah, whether me checking. Let me get into the DB, and whether I'm checking whether the Maria is where the country Maria's country belongs to USA. No, the Maria's country belongs to USA. No, it belongs to Germany. And again I'm checking the another condition. It may possible, right? But the first condition fail means I don't omit the, it's not like the uncondition and AND operator, it's like a OR operator. I'm just checking another conditions whether the, let me check. I just want only one conditions, right? So I check the another condition whether whether the score is greater than or equal to 350. Whether the score is greater than or equal to 350. No, the score doesn't belongs to doesn't have the greater or equal to 350. Let me strike it down here. Okay. Again the query doesn't stops. Let me get into the John, and whether I'm checking whether the country John's country belongs to USA. Yes, the John country belongs to USA, and I don't want to check the other conditions because the first condition itself failed. Then why I want to check the another condition? I just need at least one condition should be passed. So only I'm executing fetching some result target John in my target table. Okay, so my handwriting was to improve quite improve. Okay, let me improve it. Again let me get into the George, and again whether I am checking whether the George countries belongs to USA. You know, the first condition fails, but I don't leave it by that. I just want to check another conditions whether the score greater than or equal to 5 greater than 500. I'm just let me write it down here. I don't able to change my mouse. Okay, greater than or equal to 500. Whether the George let me write it down, whether the George country belongs to UK or whether the yeah, that it doesn't fails, right? It fails. And again I want to check whether the score greater than or equal to 500. Yes, the score greater than or equal to 500. So I take the George and again I'm fetching in the result in my target table. Okay, these are the things I'm going to explain. So again I just don't want to leave this query doesn't ends. Again I want to just want to check whether the Martin country belongs to Germany. No, whether the Martin company country doesn't belongs to Germany. So I just write it down here, Germany, and again I don't want to leave this condition. I just want to check another conditions whether the score greater than or equal to 500. Yes, the score greater than or equal to 500. For now I'm just okay, let me write it down here, greater than only, and I'm checking it's not greater than, it's greater than, right? It's only the greater than or equal to, it's not greater than or equal to. I'm just blabbering, right? So let me know in the comment below. Later I have to change in the next videos. So again the query doesn't stops. Again it checks the Peter and whether the country is equal to USA. Yes, the country is equal to USA. I don't want to check the another condition because the another condition fails. But the main motive of the R is at least one condition should be passed. So I put this result in my target table. Later the output will be John, George. I just put the George and Peter. Those are the things I'm going to put in my results. I hope I explained all those things in very clear manner, right? Okay, fine. Let me get into the not operator, and very important operator, and most of the things we have to use this operator only. Okay, let me know. Let me teach some awesome tutorials. Okay, fine. So the first main motive here also I'm the software developer. Think of me as a data scientist. So I just want to give it as imagination, right? These are my imagination. I just want to believe. I just want to get into it. So I'm the software developer. I want to query some results based on the condition, and the condition is nothing but the where the country not the country is USA, whether not the country is equal to. I just want to exclude matching the rows. This is where the country not equal to. Here the not means not equal to. You can think like this also. So I'm the software developer now. I'm currently in my DB. Now I want to explain work behind the scenes. Whether the query gets into the DB and checks whether the Germany, whether the country, Maria's country belongs to USA, not equal to USA. Yes, the country is not equal to USA. Let me know in the, let me fetch this result in my target table. And again, let me check the John. So the country equal to USA, I'm going to exclude this John. Exclude, I don't want the USA people. So let me know in the comment below. So no. Let me again the query doesn't stop. Again it gets into the George. Again it gets into the George whether the country is equal to USA. Not equal to USA. Country is UK. I just fetch this result in my target table. Again the query doesn't stop whether the country equal to USA, not country equal to USA. Whether yes the country equal to Germany. So I'm going to fetch this result in my target table. Later the Peter country is USA. So I just want to ignore this result. I just want the main motive is, I'm just writing down here. Yeah. Exclude the matching rows. Exclude the matching rows. These are the things I'm going to explain this using the not operator. Okay, fine. I'm going just explain all those things in very simple and right manner, right? Yeah, it's very right. It's very pretty good. If I teach like this means it's my channel goes very good. I believe I just want to hit the 1,000 subscribers within this month. Okay, I'm just believing. So we can believe. Let me subscribe to the Kishorelytics channel. Let me know in the comment below what are the things what do you want to change in my tutorials. Let me know in the comment below. I can improve. These are things going to improve my Kishorelytics community and many other things. So far we are teach about the comparison operator, logical operator. In the comparison operator we are discuss about the equal to, not equal to, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. And the second point, the logical operator and or not. Let me discuss about the and or not. And now let's get into the range operator. So range is nothing but the between. Range means between the range. I just want to teach. So far we are completed this. Okay, my pointer here. So far we have completed this and this. Now we are going to discuss about the range operator. Range operator is nothing but between the range. There is only operator called the range between. So between 100 to 1000, between those things, I just want to all those results. I just want to in the target table. So this operator can be used by this between as a name itself. Target between in this range, between the range. I just want all those results in my between the range. So let me know in the comment below. So let me get into it. It's a story time. Again, it's a story time. Again, I am the software developer. Think of me as a software developer. Let me improve this handwriting in later sessions. So just slowly getting improved. Okay, this is new to me also. So let's get started. Okay. Again, I have to fetch some result based on some conditions. The condition is nothing but where the score between 10 to 1000. Okay, these are the conditions, and it checks whether the 10 to 100, where the score is between a lower boundary and the upper boundary. I don't want to below the lower boundary. I don't want in the after the upper boundary. I just want to keep it in this middle, 100 and 500. So let me get in my DB, and I just want to explain all those things. Begin the scheme. So let me get in the DB, and which checks whether the score between in the range of 100 to 500, 350. Yes, between the range of 100 to 500. So I'm put it in my target table. Put it in my target table. Again, the query doesn't stops, and again it gets into the John, and whether the score checks are greater than it's between the 100 to 500. No, it's in between the upper boundary. It's greater than the 500. So I don't want this John. So my motive is between the 500 100 to 500. So I just ignore this result. Okay, let me get into the another point, and the query doesn't stops and get into the judge, and it checks whether the score between the 100 to 500, between the 500 to 500. No, the query it's failed, right? Again, I ignore the judge. Again, the query doesn't stop. Again, it gets into the Martin, and whether it checks the scores greater than or equal to between. I just want between 100 to 500. Yeah, it's between the 500, right? I just fetch some results in my target table. Again, the query doesn't stops, but here also I'm going to check whether the score is between the 100 to 500. Is guys, it's between the 100 to 500. It's below 100, right? So I'm just ignore this result. So the output should be Maria and the judge. Let me write it down here so you can able to see it visibly. Maria and the Martin. It's the both these students both scores only under between the range of 100 to 500. We are slowly getting into the advanced sessions, right? So far we are detailedly discuss about the basic conditions, equal to, not equal to. These are the conditions we are discussing in the 12th standard itself. So now we are slowly getting into the advanced session. We are slowly getting into the SQL crash course. That's a between. I explained clearly between in these sessions. So now let me get into the another operator called the membership operator in the next session. So let's get started, and it's worthwhile watching. Please make sure to note this all those things in your notebook, and stay hydrated. Subscribe to the Kishorelytics channel. Yes guys, in the previous session we have discussed about the three operators. It's called the comparison operator, logical operator, and the range operator. Now let's get started about the membership operator, and finally we discuss about the like operator, and it's basically called the wildcard. So many of the people are told like operator as a wildcard. For now, I'm also telling like operator as a wildcard. So now in this session we are going to discuss about the membership operator, and it consists of the two operators like in and the not in. What is mean by the in? What is mean by not in? If we know the in conditions, if it's quite opposite to let me write it down. It's not visible, right? Quite opposite to in not in conditions. Quite opposite to not in conditions. Okay, these are the things we just cover in this sessions. So let's get started, and again it's a story conditions. So I'm going to filter the data. I'm going to filter the data using this two operator. So whether the country in Germany or USA. First of all, let me discuss. Let me omit this conditions. Let me omit this. Don't see this, guys. Don't this not in operator. First of all, let me clearly explain this in operator. Later we discuss about the not in operator. Okay, fine. Let me discuss where the country in Germany or the USA. Let me get into my DB. Let me explain all those things in my database. So let me get in my DB, and it checks whether the country in Germany. Yeah, the country in Germany. Again, whether it checks. Yeah, the country in Germany. It gets passed. So I just put the tick in my DB. So I fetch the results in my target table. Okay, whether the country in USA. Yeah, John's country in USA. Yeah, USA. Let me put the tick. It checks only the two values, whether the country in USA, whether the country in Germany. It checks, that's it. That's up for this in and not in. and it checks whether the George and the query designates, and it again get into the George, and it checks whether the I want to check. It's recording. Yeah, George, and it checks whether the George is country in Germany or USA. It checks Germany or USA. Germany not, USA also not. Let me omit the George. So George gets most beat in this DB. Let me guess, I got out George. Again the query does stops, and again it gets into the DB, and again it says Martin's country in Germany or USA. Yeah, the Martin country is in the Germany, and yeah, it's whether I can put my result in my target table. Later, let me get into the Peter, and Peter which checks whether the condition, whether the country in Germany or the USA, whether the condition in Germany, whether the condition are in the USA. Let me check. Yeah, Peter country is in the it's like normal English, right? It's like in the main motive. The main motive of the SQL is fetching some results using the English language. English language. SQL is equal to English language. The learning of the SQL is very simple if you know about the English language. So later we discuss about this, all those things in previously. Now let me discuss about not in conditions. What are the conditions are passed in the in that are not going to pass in the not in operator? So that's the basic condition. The first condition is passed. So here then the second condition doesn't fails. First condition fails. Here the second condition is passed. So here the not in operator fails. Here the in condition is passed. In condition is failed. So it's quite the opposite, right? In equal to not in, not equal to not in, not equal to in, not in. So it's the basic condition. What are the conditions are passed in the in operator that are going to not passed in the not in operator? That's the basic. I'm explaining very clearly. My mouth is not blabbering. Okay. So let me write it out. Okay. So these are things I just want to cover in the membership operator in and not in. Are you guys beware of in and not in? Let me know in the comment below. I just if you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment below. I'm happy to share all those things. And the one intention and one shout out to my subscribers. If you like this video, please make sure to comment as a subscriber. Very beautiful video, very awesome videos, very tutorial teaching tutorials I have some. Likewise, if you mention like means the YouTube algorithm works well and gets shared to many other people who wants to learn and execute some learn want to execute how the SQL works behind the scenes. So this has been my shout out. Please make sure to subscribe to the Kishorelytics channel. Okay, so let's get started. Again, now the last but not least, it's like operator and the very super important, very super important. Let me write it down. Okay, like is equal to wildcard operator. Wildcard. Let me discuss about why the like operator is called as a wildcard in the later sessions. For now, like is equal to wildcard. It's we are searching some results based on I know the file name is starting with L, but I don't know the full name. I just want to search the my DB. Inside this DB, I just want to search where the file name starts with the L. That's the basic condition. So the wildcard operator means we want to remember about the modulo symbol. In Python, it's modulo symbol. In Max, it's a percentage symbol. In SQL, you want to it's a like symbol, like it's a like operator. So whether I want to check whether the pattern it's like a pattern matching. We want to search for some patterns. We want to search some the results. Likewise, we are going to match some results. That's the basic condition of like. Let's get started about the story time. Here also I have to based on filtering based on the conditions. So based on the condition, I just want to filter some patterns like let me go it as simple as possible. Yeah, let me set some name in this table. So let me get in my DB and whether the name starts with, if the name starts with I know whether the name starts with M. I don't know remaining other words. If you know the first letter, no, right? So let me put it out M, and after the behind the M, I want to put the percentage operator. It's like in the percentage in SQL, it's like a R operator. It checks whether it checks into my GB whether the first letter is M. Yeah, it's passed. Whether the M, if E comes means it's failed. So that's the basic condition of M. Yeah, if you put the percentage operator. Again, if I put the percentage in begin first means it checks after the last words whether the last words is ending with IN. Whether the Martin is ends with IN. Yeah. Whether the last word is ending with win. It's like yeah. Whether the last word Jasmine. No, right. The condition is failed. I know the middle letter. Then Kishore, if I know the middle letter, what should I do? That's also possible in the OR operator. Whether if I put percentage between and what are the letters you have to know, and again the percentage symbol means you have to know Maria, here the center letter is R, whether the last letter failed, yeah, it contains R, right? Whether it what are the letters where has been present, or if present in the any of those letters, where has been present in any of those words, it gets passed and get some results in the operator. That's a basic condition. And if you know some results, I know where the R has been present. So if you know exactly anything, it may be in the first position, it may be in the last position, whatever means you can able to use like this operator. If you want to think, I know exactly the third position is B. If you know exactly means you want to put like this. Exactly the first condition, second condition, third operator is B. So it gets passed Albert. So the third letter, whether the third letter is confirmly B means you can usually use the etc. Anything means the percentage operator exactly what position, exactly at what position the letter should be present in this DB. So that means it gets started. So I hope I explained all those things right. So the third position, and whether it checks a bell, yeah, that position is wrong, so it gets failed. Again it checks whether the whether there is a two letter, it gets failed. Yeah, it's start with a B, right? Why it's get passed, I don't know, I misbehaved in this sketches. I hope I explained all those things in very clear manner, right? So all those things are explained very clearly. Let me quickly give some recap of this today's agenda. Today's agenda is nothing but the filtering the data using the where conditions. So we are discussing about the comparison operator, logical operator, range operator, membership operator, not in operator. So membership operator and wildcard is nothing but the sets operator. The comparison operator we are discussing about the equal to, not equal to, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. And we are discussing something interesting concept in like operator where country equal to this. We discuss how the DB works begin the skin. And let me get into the logical operator. In this we are discuss about the and or not, and we are I just explain all those things very clearly and very logically. And I just explain all those in the very beautiful sketch also, and or not. And let me get in the range operator between the range, whether the condition is between the 100 and 500. Let me discuss deeply in the at that position at that time. And let me discuss about the membership operator. In the membership operator we discuss about the in and not in. In the in means the condition is whether it's a in, it's quite opposite to 19. We created some new formulas. And last but not least we discuss about the like. Like is nothing but the wildcard. It's like pattern matching. If we know the first letter, you can able to put the first letter, and after that we don't know means you can able to put the percentage symbol. If you know the last two letters, but I don't know what are the letters begin that means you can able to put the first symbol as a percentage. And yeah, I know the any of those things. What are the letters? I know R is present in the symbols. Let me get in means percentage. And exactly if you know means the exactly the third letter is yes means you can able to put this B hyphen percentage. Okay, these are things I just covered. I just explained all those things very clearly and a beautiful manner. Let's get into the practical session of this filtering data using the where condition. Let's get started. And it's worth for watching. Subscribe to the Kishorelytics channel. Yes guys, now let's get into the practical part of this filtering data using the where conditions. And now at last we are getting into the ending of this video, so let's get started, right? So let me, these are the condition, these are some data are available. We created in my previous classes, previous tutorials itself, we created some tables called customers. Inside this we have the Maria, John, George, Peter and Peter. Some things are to resolve. So let me get into the comparison operator. So comparison operator, we want to retrieve all the customers from Germany. So how we can where condition, select star from customers where country equal to Germany. That's a basic condition and basic point. Where the country equal to Germany means Maria and Martin has been arrived. So and again the problem statement is retrieve all the conditions who are not from the Germany. Who are not from Germany means we have to mention the not equal to. So that's the basic condition of this paragraph. Select star from country where country not equal to Germany. Let me read it out by here. So where the country not equal to Germany means John, George, and Peter arrives in the list, in the target table as the result. So these are the things. Again, let me get into the third problem statement. Again, we want to retrieve all the customers with the scores are greater than the 500. These are the things I just covered in my previous story time itself, right? John and George, we have discussed, right? So where I'm just showing how to write the query. I just explain all those things in my previous itself, right? Then why want to explain again and again? It gets bored. So I just only explain. Just showing these are things are available. How to write a query. Select start from customers where score is greater than the 500. These are the things are available. I don't want to leave this as theoretical part, but I just want to get into the practical part also. Okay, that's the basic condition of this. So retrieve all the customers with a score of 500 and more, greater than or equal to. It's means greater than or equal to 500. So retrieve all the customers with the scores less than. Let me get into the less than part. So let me get into the less than part means we have these things. So retrieve all the customers with the scores of 500 or less than or equal to, or equal to less. So let me get into it. So later we are discussing about the logical operator. In the logical operator we are discussing about the country equal to USA and the second condition, score greater than or equal to 500. Let me write it down here. John only has been get passed in the conditions. So again the R condition, select star from the customers from country where country not equal to USA or the country score greater than or equal to 500. There are 3 persons are country equal to USA and the score greater than or equal to 500. And our main motive of the R, at least one condition should be passed. That's the basic condition. And again we are discussed about the select not operator where not score less than or equal to 500. Let me write it down. And again the 900, 750 and 900 has been arrived. Okay, so now let me get into the between operator where between in the range of 100 and 500. These are the sessions we are discussing in the previous itself. Maria, Martin and these things are arrived. I just want to show the syntax, how to write a query and how they are getting implemented. Now I just explain all those things in begin, how to works begin the screen, all those things, and I explain with my teaching pad. Okay, that's the basic condition I just improved. So alternative method where the scores we can use the alternative is unequal to alternative between we can able to use. I just want to show these are the things are available to my subscribers. So yeah, okay, these are things are get available. Okay, filtering in and not in where the Germany where the country in. Let me write it down. These are the things are available. Pattern matching. Let me write it where the first name like Maria, Madeline. We have to put it out. Maria and Martin. Right. These are the things. And find all the customers whose first name ends with the N. So first name ends with the N means let me write it down. So last name. I just want to check the last letter. So that's the basic motive. Find all the customers whose first name contains R. Whether I know the R is present in any of those names, but I don't know what we have to start, where to end. That means we have to mention like this. So these are the question. I know exactly in the third position the condition R should be R word present should be present. So let me execute this. Maria and Martin has been arrived. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I explain all those things in very clear and very simple manner. And so that's all for this video. And if you like this video, please make sure to subscribe to the Kishorelytics channel. And if you like this video, please make sure to share this channel and let me know. I am giving the shout out. These are things are covered. So that's all for this video. This is Kishore and this signing up from the Kishorelytics channel. Tata, bye bye.